Check, check. Yeah, we're good. We are on, I guess. Yeah, we're live and we're recording just in case. Super duper duper super. Let me just check. I don't know if it's. Okay, yeah, it's on. Bear with me, guys. Just trying to work out how to do this properly. Hello there! Welcome to the stream. Just playing some tunes, good old tunes from the YouTube library. Hey, hey! What's up? Hey guys. Alright, so I think I got things set up. So, hey, how you guys doing? It's Journey here. Basically representing TRCG. Alright. The Random Content Guide channel. And we're wanting to get you guys subscribed if you like some of our stuff so far. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you're not, then welcome back. So just wanted to show you guys something here on the screen. So as you can see right here, this is our YouTube website. So a few YouTubers are doing something similar, like Sniper Wolf. She's done something basically like this. Obviously she's got more stuff on there than what we have, because we're kind of young still and working things out and trying to keep up with all you young people who know everything, and all us older people just trying to work it out as we go and trying to catch up with you guys. Okay, so basically, yeah, this is our website channel, YouTube channel website. You can see our latest video here, and then this way you can support this PayPal. Basically, just send us money if you think we deserve of some money from you. That will be good. That obviously will go straight to what we do for the channel, so we don't touch that, because we're still in the process of trying to build up revenue. So that's not got to the stage where we're comfortable for myself and the rest of the team to touch any monies to use for ourselves individually. So we all have decided that we're gonna reach a certain threshold. When it reaches that threshold, then we can then we are comfortable saying that that's profit, that's extra, and then we can share that among ourselves. So that's what's happening. Everything that any support or any financial support you guys want to send to head towards us, you can do it PayPal here on the YouTube website, or whenever. Let me try to think. Where is it? Let me check. Sorry, guys. All right, on the videos. So this is our back end of the channel so far. So I'm just trying to see ones that I've put in lately. This one might have information. Let's have a look at that one that I'm looking for. Scanning. So obviously in the you've probably seen some changes to our video description, so there's a little bit more information there to also help the channel. So you can go to my YouTube channel, which is to do with affiliate marketing, and then you got obviously down here this is how to make how to do affiliate marketing from 7-figure marketer John Armstrong. So he's doing something that's going to help you if you want to get into affiliate marketing. So you either can choose the this link here or this second link here. Alright, so that's gonna get you, it's basically gonna get you to the same place. Let's see, no, it's not here. I'm trying to see the other way you can support us. It'll probably be in the gaming one, so let's have a look at this one. So yeah, here we go. The tipping link. This is live all the time. So if you go there and you can actually, I'll show you what it looks like. Bring it up. So you basically put it in your web browser. Boom. It's basically from Gamecaster. So basically, when we do gaming streams or gaming videos, probably be better if it was streamed. Basically, we use Gamecaster for our gaming videos and gaming streams, and this link will pop up on that. But this obviously will be in the description on most of our videos, and you can donate or tip whatever levels of monies you want to send to us. And obviously, if you want to leave, your name and a message, that'd be awesome. So we have somebody that we can say, hey, thank you very much. We appreciate your support, and we're gonna put it towards good use for the channel. So that's another way you can go about supporting the channel. Go there to this site. It will be in video descriptions in the below, or just remember the link here. Alright, so eventually that's going to be linked in this video description later on, once we're done with the stream, and put it in there. Yeah, in fact, I'll put it in there right now. Yeah, that's right. We're streaming live, and I'm doing, I don't know if this is normal for other streamers. I'm just going with the flow. Just going with the flow, guys. Just going with the flow. So I've copied that. Going back to where this live video is happening right now, and I'm gonna put it in the details. Where should I put it? I need to change this thing. I'll just put it under here, so you guys know where it is. So that's another place to go to support us. And I'll grab that link there, and I'll put it in there. Boom, boom. Save that. Okie dokies. So yeah, you got the two places you can go to support. You can go to the YouTube website. You go straight to PayPal to support the channel, or you can go to our Gamecaster streaming tips. You can go there and do $5, $10, $20, $50, or even $100. And if you want to do 200, you just click on that twice. Oh no, you can't. It's just 100. It's the max. So yeah, that's cool. That's all right. So yeah, again, these are the two areas you can send us support, financial support. You can do that. And also you can go to my my YouTube channel, which is this one here. Let's go to it, so I'll show you. So this is my YouTube channel here. Alright, let me just close that down. So obviously lots of product reviews, and then you got product demo intros, and then you have my tutorial videos, which I teach or show you how I do things in the affiliate marketing. Excuse me. I'm a bit nervous, so you probably hear me burp more often. So you can tell that this is my first time doing a live stream like this. I've done some live streams before, but they had something different to what this is. Obviously, we used different programs to live stream. We got Gamecaster, we got OBS, and I'm also using another one for my DJ, for DJ Moss. And I'm trying to think. Streamlabs, there it is. Streamlabs. Whoops. It's going through an installer at the moment, so you can check it out. It's installing. So basically, Streamlabs is where you'll see DJ Moss doing his DJing, and then playing music, and you'll find that stuff on where would that be? Trying to remember. That would be in here somewhere, isn't it? Let me try to remember. Yes, here it is. It's coming up. Sessions live, guys. So this is DJ Moss's profile page coming up. Loading. DJ Moss, aka the J Master. So basically, this we just started doing this this year. Actually, I think last month. So there's not a lot going on there, but basically, yeah, just disc jockeying, play music, and you can support DJ Moss here, and obviously all the proceeds that come from this will go back into the channel. So we're trying to put our fingers in many different things that will, try to help the channel out, and ultimately, in the end, hopefully, reaching that threshold. So myself and the rest of the team, the random, my family, we can start touching some of that money and putting towards our own needs. So at the moment, myself, I'm still working at my normal job, doing security at the university here in Avondale. So that's going well. That's as much as you can. Things are just gonna get interesting as the years come by, because time is flowing, ever flowing, not stopping, not ceasing, not doesn't give time to others. It just goes. So yes, come to sessions, and you will look for DJ Moss, and look for this guy's face here. So once you see him, you'll find out how many when he's playing, and then just join in at that time. Obviously, this is live streaming stuff, so it's specifically just live streaming. And then you just basically send loves, and if you want to give money towards how he's playing and stuff like that, then obviously that's gonna come into the account. I think the guys will take a percentage or something like that, and then what's left comes to us into our into PayPal, and then that just flows into the channel. Alright, so don't worry about the rest of us. Just do what you can, and we will appreciate whatever you guys do. Yeah, I hope the music's not too loud. Let me just double check that. I shall be back. Okay, I am back. I have returned. And don't forget to subscribe. Ah. Oh yeah. Well, I'm representing. This is what I do. When when I have free time, which is almost never. But I allocated some time to this. So it's BMAC, Barmontino Martial Arts Club. It's just a little thing that I do on the side. It's not a full-on business, but there was one time I was thinking it would be a business, but it's just a hobby business type thing. So there's not much money being made for it. So I just try to keep my costs very low for for students, because once upon a time all my students were from the university, and students, their budget is like tiny. So I was as a student when I started my martial arts club back in the day. It used to be AMAC, but I changed it then so I could be more inclusive. AMAC was specifically only for the uni and the staff and students there if they wanted to attend. So when things got a little crazy, a little bit different, then I was suggested that we need to be more inclusive, and I wanted that to happen. And for me to do that, I had to change the name and then put it out there a little bit more. So it's good. It turned out to be well. These days, I do sessions Sunday mornings in the park, and then I volunteer part of my time at the church and just providing an hour and a half, almost like a full-on lesson, but it's more relaxed and just a little bit more fun. So BMAC, all right. Just a little bit about that. Actually, I'll just show you. Let me bring up the websites. Let me do a... Oh, totally forgot. There you go. Now you can see what I'm doing. So I created a website with Wix for BMAC because it was free. Who's not gonna not do that? By the way, it's not sponsored, but Wix, if you want to sponsor us, that would be awesome. Yeah. So I'm gonna do a search. Let me just close that one down. Okay, I'm gonna do a search. BMAC. Okay, there's a few BMAC acronyms out there, so I'm gonna narrow it down and put the whole thing. There we go. It's still listed down as temporarily closed. It's not temporarily closed. Ay. Oh, you can see my mobile phone number there. That's not good. Oh dear. Where's the website? Yeah, here we go. Website. There you go. So here's my website that Wix helped me create. Obviously, they had some templates, and I just used what fit my needs, and I did everything else. So yep, there it is. This is the BMAC website. It's still active. You know, everything works. So if you wanted some information, there's a like, you know. Oh, on another thought, this is what it looks like. Streamlabs. So very very simple setup I got there. Just I needed something quickly, and you know, sessions live work with Streamlabs, so I had to get Streamlabs. And also I wanted to keep things separate from different things, so it's easy just to open it up. Didn't have to change any configurations or anything like that, and then hit stream, and then boom. So yeah. So at the moment I had to change the configuration on OBS because normally I use OBS for my affiliate marketing, and I just wanted to keep it simple. Keep it simple. I just wanted to keep it simple with one of the things I wanted to do today, and with this live stream I didn't want to go on and on and on about things. But anyways, let's get back to what I'm doing here. So yeah, BMAC Martial Arts Club. So this is my things, info. If you want more information, boom, click on that. There's the introduction, the nature of the club, and what makes this club different. Alrighty, all goods in the hoods, and the hood is good. Alright, and then you can click on home. You come back and you go more information about classes. As you can see, I need to update this because this here is happening, and then this I've got nothing scheduled in for this, but this is happening. So yeah, there's a few things are on my list of things to do. So many things to do. So my plate is so full. I just feel like I'm overwhelmed and under pressure, depressed. But hey, I gotta stay positive. Gotta stay positive. I need to stay positive, guys. So also one of the things that could keep me positive and the rest of the team is support from you guys. Subscribe, watch videos, like them, comment. All those things will give us some positive reinforcement that we're doing some good work in the sphere of the internet. I should really work out my hotkeys. I forgot these things. So yes, I need to update basically this page here, and you got the locations for the different areas. Basically, working in the Cooranbong area, but you know, I'm not. It's not exactly just limited to just Cooranbong. You know, the idea was to with this one here, the personal martial arts training, is that I go to you or you come to me. And if you wanted me to come to you, then I go to wherever you need me to be, and we will either agree to go there or agree to meet you halfway. You know. See. Okay. So that's what's going on there. You got. So yeah, that's what the BMAC is about. Check that out if you want to read a little bit more about that. What's going on there? Okie dokies. What's the other thing I wanted to talk about? What's the other thing? Chat, what am I doing? Right. So as you know that we're not a full time. We're not. This channel is not a full time YouTube channel. We get in here when we can, and sometimes we can't meet our goals because other things take precedence. But the random, he's like, oh come on, please get the work done. But he can't do much on his own, so he does really need the rest of the team. Oh, you're probably wondering what's going on with my background. So this is new. This is us trying to get ready to do live streaming in a more permanent sense. So, got the bookshelf up there. So, got a picture of my son here. That's when he was young. Picture of my Lolo. It's my grandfather. And a picture of me and my son and my teddy bear. You probably see this toy dinosaur here. I actually came across this accidentally. And I was like, hey, that's Rexy! Because I followed the guys at the oh my gosh, the channel escapes my mind, but you guys know who I'm talking about. They drop stuff from high places and they do trick shots. In fact, I watched some of their older stuff, and they actually started with trick shots from, it looked like from high school onwards. So, man, those guys have been on the web for longer than I have been, I think. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, got a light box. Got that specifically for live streaming. Display my books. All these books are kind of like all the things that I'm kind of into, and hoping maybe one day I'll mention some of the topics in the channel. Like over here, there's a book about sex. Obviously, this is for educational sense, right? Don't be weird. And then you got the psychology about sex and disorders and stuff like that. So it's interesting to look into different areas that you never thought would be a problem for others, but it is the case. And then you got photography over there, and then my jacarandas. So the jacaranda is basically a yearly thing. So at the end of the year of as a student or a staff member, they either get one of these, and it's just things that happened in that year. So mainly pictures, so you get to see old friends and people have graduated and people are going to graduate, current students and whatnot. I think I was written in this one. Let me see. Let me find it. In this particular year, there was a lot of. Hey, there it is. They did an article on me. I don't know if you can see that. So this picture of me here, here, and over here is what they wrote about me. Maybe one day I'll read it to you, if that's something you want to know. So it was 1 year. This is the year of 2015. They wrote about me. Holy moly! G'day, mates. Yeah, I'm currently in the what they call the Down Under. Yes. And this particular book here, this is really interesting. I haven't had a chance to really get into it. So this is basically called The Experiment on the Dora. That's the title of the book. Avondale Experiment on the Dora. It's basically a trip through history about Avondale and the town called Cooranbong, where we currently are. So there's some old pictures from the 1800s of how this place used to be before we had roads like bitumen, cement, rubber, all that stuff that's put on roads to make it safer, So it was just tracks, muddy tracks. So yeah, this estate was established back in definitely in the 1800s. 1800s or 1900s? Early 1900s for sure. If it's not in the late 1800s, be in the early 1900s. That's when this place got established, and it's still here. In fact, I don't know, for those who are aware, the Seventh-day Adventist Church has a prophet that helped the church move forward, because it was during the time of men were in charge and women were nothing, not necessarily like that, but that was the mentality, and our prophet was a female, and she received visions and direction from up high, and she wrote plenty of books. You probably find some of her books online. In fact, her name is Ellen G. White. G is her. She's I can't pronounce that name. God. Anyways, it's been a while since I've looked into the history of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. It's actually quite funny. It wasn't a church at the beginning. It was a movement. So at the beginning, before it changed its name to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, it was the Millerite movements, and you had the followers calling themselves the Millerites. So Miller, Mr. Miller, who received divine direction in studying the Bible, and found a very profound sense of wanting to share with the world what's going to happen, because this is over in the early pioneer times over in America. Around the same time, the Latter-day Saints church was getting established. There was a lot of churches getting established over in the Americas when they left UK to go to America to start a new life, new world sort of thing. In fact, around that time they called it the New England, that east side of America. That's where they settled in, and obviously eventually they went out over to the west. Yes, some interesting history in different churches. You got the Latter-day Saints, where their prophet was directed into the bush, and then was told to dig in this particular area, and he dug and he found some golden uh, tablets. I think it was like, it was book. It was a book with gold stuff in it, and it was written in a certain way, and he was able to read it. And that, no, no, not trying to take the piss, but that's interesting. I wasn't there, obviously, so I can't. Uh, you know, I don't understand how divine scriptures could be easily read by human beings. I mean, you look at the Old Testament where Moses is spending time with God. Obviously, God is speaking with Moses, explaining certain things, and therefore Moses eventually was able to write things down, especially with the rewriting of the Ten Commandments on the new tablets, because the first one, when Moses came down, the Israelites, I don't know if you call them the Hebrews. The Hebrews were celebrating and worshiping a golden made carved cow. I'm like, what? Who in the right mind would do that after getting saved and taken out of bondage in the land of Egypt and escaping their, life death situation where the Pharaoh himself and his armies were coming to kill them, but they got killed when the departed sea came crashing down on the army. There were a lot of wonders that happened in that time period, and I was like thinking, why would you doubt? I mean, for me personally, I don't know what was the situation in their minds at that time, but seeing a pillar of wind guiding us to a location that God wants us to be, that's awesome. And then at night, there was a pillar of fire to keep the ground lit so we can continue walking. And then departing the sea. What? And then before that, the plagues to convince the Pharaoh to let them go. I'm just like, is it like, did time go past a little bit slower for them and therefore they've forgotten? I don't know. It's just confusing. It confuses me. Anyways, Moses came down from spending time with God and establishing the two tablets that contain the Ten Commandments. And Moses, throws the tablets down to the ground, and the ground split, and then those who were doing the bad things got swallowed up into the hole, and then they're no more. And then those that are left are the ones that are like, I'm sorry. Just, I don't understand. But it doesn't stop there. It just continues all throughout the Old Testament. You get divine intervention, leading out of problem, fixing, or directing them to something better, and then they receive that good, and then kind of like, turning the back, and then doing something for themselves, and then when they're ready to turn around, they choose not to. And then what they have is no longer what God had given them, but what they've done with what God has given them, and it's basically like eating all over again. God said not to eat or touch the fruit from the tree that was in the middle of the garden, which obviously was the one that gave Adam and Eve the knowledge of good and evil, and everything else that overwhelmed them. But it was this direct rebellion or disagreement of what God was saying. It was better for them not to do that, but they chose to do it because they saw how good it was, and they thought that they were better than God. It continued on throughout our history. It's all throughout the history. We're always thinking that we're better than God. And now we can barely hear God when He's trying to tell us, this path is a bit better. This would lead you down a more prosperous way. But to make that change of course, you're going to go through some trials and tribulations until you get onto that path of righteousness. It's going to be hard. And then when you get on the path of righteousness, there's going to be lots of temptations around the path. Keep your head fixed on Jesus, who is at the end of the path of righteousness. Well, we're human. We're easily distracted. Right now, we have a very short. Our young people have a very short attention retention time frame. It's getting shorter and shorter. Anyways, that was my thing. What were you talking about before that? Oh yes, we were looking. I was looking at the experiment on the door. Our prophet Ellen G. White wrote plenty of books in the academic sphere. Some of their stuff would look like plagiarized. Understandable, because obviously she didn't know about that stuff, and she was just using stuff that was that basically confirmed what she's been told, and because it's it's coming from somebody that is respected, she puts it in her books. But now the books have been updated with the references, so okay. Yeah, if you're curious, look her up. Obviously other churches have other peoples, like the Muslims, the Islamic religion. They have Muhammad. All right, he's been laid down into rest, and he's no longer with us. And you have the Christians. We have Jesus Christ, who got was hanged on the cross, nailed on the cross, and was hanging there until he was no longer alive, and then put in the tomb. 3 days later, it's no longer in there, and then over 500 people have witnessed Jesus walking around, doing things, eating. It was not a ghost; he was alive, and continuing to, establish and make sure that his disciples and the people were acknowledging that he was there to confirm that he was alive. And then when time came, he ascended to heaven, and now, according to the scriptures, he's up there um, putting on the hat of high priest. If you look at the Jewish, religious um, roles and stuff like that, all the different things, you got the high priest who goes into the most high, the holiest of holies, um, basically behind a curtain that God had previously, at the time of Jesus' death on the cross, it was split in two, so that symbolized that God is no longer in that place, is available to everybody. Anyways, Jesus Christ is now playing that role of high priest and speaking on behalf of everybody, not just Christians, everybody on earth, every human on earth. I'm going off what's written in Scripture. Obviously, there's nothing written about animals, but we would like to think that because animals are, innocent, they will go up to, heaven, as people would say. But anyways, sticking to what's been written, human beings are being so Jesus is playing the role as high priest, and in the courts, the defendant. He's playing the role as the defendant as well for the whole human race, giving evidence that we deserve eternal life and to be living after death, basically. So the question, is there life after death? Well, what is Jesus doing right now? That's what he's doing. He's fighting for us to have eternal life. So until his second coming, he's saying, "Hey, we've won the case. Come on, let's go." That's me paraphrasing, of course. I'm not a theologian. I did study some theology. I didn't complete it, so don't quote me on all the things I say. Okay, but definitely check the Bible. All right, if you want. Let me get something. If you want to go and check into these things, you've got there we go, the Hebrew Bible. So this is obviously this is translation, so it's Hebrew to English. So obviously this one, the context is left, right to left. Okay. So you start on the left side, the right side, and you read all the way to the left. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. So you got Hebrew, and then the English translation on the other side. All right, get one of those so you know that you're reading something correctly. And then you got the Quran, the noble Quran, the normal Quran. So you got the scriptures in here, teaching you all the things. Same again. All right, English translation. You got the you get the traditional text, left to right, right to left, and then you got the English translation on the side next to it. All right, and that's got some history in there too. And then you got Holy Bible. I've got the contemporary English version. All right, this has got both Old Testament and New Testament. The Quran. This one is just the Quran. This one here is just the Old Testament, because Hebrew. The Old Testament was written in Hebrew originally, and the New Testament was written in Greek, because that was the main language that was sweeping through the world. Besides Latin, because Latin was the language that they were speaking with the Romans. But alongside Roman, you had the Greeks, who were, intellectual, I guess, in their ways. They had some great physicians, scholars, everything that you could think of that requires the brain to be much bigger than the body. Sometimes I don't make any sense. So yeah, go through the Bible. It's got historical stuff written in the Old Testament, and then you got also in the New Testament, because the New Testament refers back to the Old Testament sometimes to give some context to what is being said in the New Testament, especially when Jesus is speaking, because he refers back to the old times and say, hey, I remember when I was back then. I was like, what? How do you know that? Because I know, because I was there. Anyways, paraphrasing in my head. That's how I think, because there's too much stuff in there. Too many things. And that's why I don't remember names. I remember faces. Eventually I will remember names until I forget them again, which is unfortunate. It's just how my brain works. So yes, looking at different books to widen your knowledge on certain subjects. For some reason, I like books. I like books, but I can't. I'm not a big reader. I enjoy learning, but producing what I learn is a totally different story. Yeah, totally different story. So, yeah, there's other things here, like some health stuff. But one's about cleaning your gut and keeping your insides clean. And then you got some, counseling and mental stuff over there. Christian studies on health and all that jazz. And then, this one was given to me. It's actually lended to me, so I gotta return this when I'm done. Basically, it's a good one for people who have big dreams. So basically, it's a Christian topic, and there's plenty of stuff there to go through. And basically, I shared a dream with a fellow Seventh-day Adventist, and in fact, they're doing what they dreamed about. They're currently doing that right now, and they're serving the Lord in a magnificent way. And they're online, and they're producing videos to educate young people about Christianity, about what the Bible tells you about what Christian is about, or what is the relationship with God is about. I think that's a better term to say. Because you think about it, Christianity, what is Christianity? Some would say followers of Christ. Yes, that's true. People have chosen to take that name, Christians. Because they said Jesus was the Christ. Christians. I wonder how they came up with that name. I think that's interesting. Anyways, followers of Christ. We are not always good followers. We might know bits and pieces, but we don't know the whole story. And because we don't know the whole story, we go on with what we know, and sometimes what we know is not enough to make a really good sound judgment on how to either bring up your children or teach others things that are okay. I know some things that I do is not okay. I understand that. But sometimes at the moment of me doing something but that might seem to others not good, but at the time for me it seems good. And because of that, just because of that, everybody has a different take on what they think is good. Because something that I would do that I think is good, to others it might seem not so good. And unfortunately that's how my depression has caused my brain to work in a certain different way. So my brain works in a very different way to everybody else. And with my colleagues, they know this. Anyways. I shared my dream with the person who gave me this. Let me borrow this. And basically, they said, read that, get inspired, and just go for it. So, yeah, my friends who are doing King's Kids, they, I watched them build their studio from the ground up. I even offered to help out if they needed some helping hands. Obviously, when they did need some hands, I wasn't available because I was busy doing whatever I was doing here. That was years ago. That was during when I was a student at the uni here. And they gave me this book because I shared a dream of mine. I wanted to ask them about how they chose to do what they did, and what convictions, and how do they move from there to here with what they had, because I know they shared with me their dream from inside, and that was their mission from God. And I told them my mission from God that I've received many years ago. I haven't acted on it because I've been afraid, and just thinking maybe I'm not the right person. Obviously, when Jesus or God chooses a person to do something, it's because they're the best person to do it, because they're going to be the right person, the right mind, and the right weaknesses to get the job done. That's my belief. I have plenty of weaknesses. Mental issues is one of them. But it's not a big thing these days, because I've got plenty of methods and ways to calm and control, or manage, I should say. Manage is a better word than control. You can control your mind. You can't really control your mind. I mean, you can tell your mind to do something, whether it does it or not. That's another story. But you can train your mind to do something different. You can't really stop it from doing something. It needs to do something. It's either this or that. So, the dream. I want to share it with you guys. The dream is that I'm out in the bush, and on the ground is red. So that tells me I'm in the outback. Right? I'm in the outback, and we're going to different places, and we're not staying in the same place twice, or not as long as you know, as if you were planting and planting and making a life in one place. We're constantly moving around. We're going from place to place. So it's definitely a mission. It's ministry and evangelism rolled into one, and I see me doing different things at different places. So my understanding, my interpretation is that the mission is that I'm going out there with my family, because I do see little children, I see my wife, and we're in a house that's on wheels. So that's the other thing. I need to build a tiny home for my family. So we're traveling on the road. The road is red. The ground is red. So we're in the outback, and we're going from town to town, doing, establishing some sort of connection and making things happen in those communities. And we're not doing the same thing all the time. I can see in one place, establish a tent and kind of make it into a hub. So there'll be one night we'll be playing some some music, and this is where the DJ Moss comes into play. He will play his Christian hip hop that is kind of close to the worldly hip hop. They have the beats, they have the dancing beats and things like that. It's just they have the Christian lyrics to go with the beats to instill inspiration and love and care and things like that some Christian music do. So I think all the things that I've enjoyed and learned how to do in my life, God is getting me to use them in this mission. So DJing, building things, outreach, so many different things that I see us doing, and I can see that I am a good person to do that. I have some of those skills to do those things, and seeing everybody else that from history, looking, in fact, going back to Ellen G. White's story, apparently there was a man that received Ellen G. White's vision first. He decided not to act on it, but God needed somebody to make a move. Ellen G. White was in the same area or something like that. I can't remember the exact details, but she was near the area. God uses her and provides a way for her to be established as a person who would receive information from God directly. So one of the things that was really impressive was she's had an accident. She got hit in the head somebody was throwing something and she got hit in the head, and from that hit, she's never been healthy. She's been a little fragile female who is always, most of the time, sitting down, and just wanting to go to school but can't go to school because of her sickness. So she's this fragile female, decides to go to a gathering where they're going to pray and ask for direction from God and stuff like that, and she gets into a trance, and she lifts up this whole this big huge Bible. There's replicas of it in the research center, Ellen G. White Research Center, and it's like let me kind of like this size, right? So it's as big as my head, and she, as fragile as she was, and was much thicker than this, the Bible that she held up. She held it up like so, right? Held it over her head, had her finger on the verse that she was in her transit, she was speaking, and was telling the people that was in that gathering to heed what is being said. And then when she came back, she had no recollection. She just actually, I don't know if she had no recollection, but people were like, astounded. And they were at first skeptical. There were a lot of people who were skeptical. In fact, there was some people that were so skeptical they actively avoided going to places where she would be. So now, trying to get back to the point what I was trying to say. What is it? Anyways, back to my dream. So, we're going to be in the outback. For those who don't know what the term outback means, it means in the, out towards the middle of Australia. Basically where there's just bush and desert land, red sand, red dirt, outback, out in Woot. I hope that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense. So we're out there doing different things at different places. So I'm assuming that these different communities need something to happen, and I'm out there trying to make things happen and using the things that we're firstly using to kind of like as an icebreaker for us to establish connection with the community and the people in it. Using those different skills that I've received in my time, putting that into use, and then allowing that to get us inside the door, and then seeing what really needs to happen. And then I think from memory, we do work with churches. So this mission is not particularly from the church. This is directly from God. I am in no doubt that this needs to happen. I don't know exactly what needs to happen over there exactly. I did some research on some of the places that we might be going. Don't know exactly yet what where we're exactly going, but on the website I did some quick research. The places that people go to in the outback. This is in New South Wales outback. Okay, you got Broken Hill, Silverton, White Cliffs, Telpla, Cobar, Connor Country, Walgett, Nungar, Brewarina, and Walinia Brook, Minindi, Lighting Ridge. Yeah, so those are the destinations on a website that we could probably start out of, and then find out what places need our assistance, or our I don't know what word I'm trying to say, but yeah. So those are the places I've written down that we could try to go to and see what is needed, not just for white Australians, but for the indigenous as well. So before going down, obviously I've got to make sure I got connections. I make connections with connections here, so when we get there, we have somewhat an idea of what needs to happen. So, for example, if we need to establish a way to get the youth together in one place so we can find out what they need, then that would either be whatever they're into at the time. So if they're into music, then obviously we'll pitch up a tent and kind of turn it into a nightclub or something like that. But obviously no alcohol, no things that would dilute the message or dilute us receiving their needs, or them trying to give us their needs. So we've got to try to make sure the space is safe for them to be comfortable to give us whatever information they feel like they need to give us, and then go from there. Right? Take some names, write down the needs, and then hopefully the next day we continue the connection, and then we follow through. That's what I've interpreted so far. So yeah, that's just an example of what I think is going to happen over there. But at the moment, it's still up in the air. But I'm going with what I've received, and we're going to go to the outback, New South Wales, because of this COVID stuff. I want to stay inside New South Wales, and I did find like a part of New South Wales is outback, so we're gonna hit there first, and then if we need to go outside New South Wales, then we have to do that. But I'm just going where I think God is leading me, and then I'm pretty sure He'll tell me more information once we get there. Like for example, about 2 years ago, I received a time frame that in 4 years' time something's gonna happen. Obviously, I assumed and I interpreted that from the end of that time frame we are going to go on a mission. I don't know for sure, but all I know is something's gonna happen, and I'm most likely gonna receive more details from God at that time. Probably more specific details on the mission He wants me to go and do. Sorry guys, probably babbling on, probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So just, I don't know if you're aware, I'm a Christian first and foremost, then a Seventh-day Adventist. Alright, obviously if you're seeing this video or here live, and you are a Seventh-day Adventist or a Christian of whatever denomination, obviously if you think this dream of mine and the interpretations I'm perceiving is kind of like along the lines of kind of like what you guys need, just know that we're heading to New South Wales Outback, and we're going to be looking at hitting these places. Alright, Broken Hill, Silverton, White Cliffs, all those places. We don't want to miss any place, just in case. You know, the whole idea is just to try to save everybody in whatever possible way we can. Um, Basically, I just want to go out there and just serve my Lord, serve my God, who's provided all these things for me and allowed me to live from the time of my demise of my mental health to where I am today. You know, He's sustained me and kept me safe despite what I was choosing to do at those times, and falling out of grace as I would think, but I never felt out of grace with God because He loves me so much that he, He wanted me to do the best I can and serve Him in the best way I can. Also, yeah. So, guys, if you know anybody that in those areas, let them know that we'll be heading over there in a few years' time. Don't know exactly when, but that is the plan. First of all, we got to build the. We have to have some funds to make a few things before we make that move. And speaking of that, I made this here. Can you see that? Probably not so well. Oh, this way. So this is what I've written up: fundraising to prepare to start God's mission. So obviously these are the items that are needed to know that I can look after my family and to go out there, because we're not in the outback. We're very close to the East Coast. Actually, we are in the East Coast. We're closer to the sea. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. So the outback is inland, much more inland. In fact, I'll show you a map. That's what I'll do. Let me get a map up. Alrighty. Let's get a map up. No. Let's not do that. Let's just do that. That's better. Alrighty. New South Wales outback. Where's the website I was looking before? Outback, New South Wales. That's better. Okay, so here we go. How do I make it bigger? Oh, this is not helping. Alright, we're gonna try and focus over here. Yeah, this is probably better. Alright guys, okay, that's better. Okay, so we're going to be going in this area. This is considered outback New South Wales. Alright? So Lighton Ridge is over there, Burke, Colbar, Broken Hill. Silverton is up here somewhere. Yeah, so we're going to go in this section of New South Wales, Australia. Currently, we're over here somewhere. Yeah, we're in the Central Coast. Yeah. So this is where we are, and then we're going to the outback. So we're gonna basically travel all the different places in the outback and trying to reach anybody and everybody that wants to know about God, basically. We're not trying to enforce God on anybody, just want to find out who wants to know about God. And we're going to do that by trying to meet the needs of the people first. And then if there's room for us to talk about God to them, then that's our way of trying to show God's love. Well, we're showing God's love through our actions, trying to meet the needs of people, and then hopefully that will, encourage discussion where they ask, why are you guys doing this? Then that's an invitation to tell about God. So I'm being open. That's what we're gonna do. Like I said, I don't have full details of what we're going to exactly do when we get to these places. But yeah, if you know anybody in those areas, give us a shout out. Send us some message. Send us an email. You can check our. If you go to our. That's not it. Let's go to our YouTube channel page and just go to about. Anytime now. Here we go. And then you can find. So most of this stuff is in our video descriptions. If you can email us through there, or you can send something in the post and just send it over to PO Box 19 here at Cooranbong. All right, but make sure you attention it to the Random Content Guy TRCG Channel, because the people who will receive it will know where to send it directly, or we'll put it aside for me to pick up at some stage. All right, guys. So do that. So it's not a whole big, huge. What am I talking about? So coming back to this thing. Ouch! I just scraped my leg with the corner. So, coming back to this thing here. Alright, okay. So you got items that needed. We have a vehicle. I'm technically, right now I'm looking at hopefully getting a Mazda BT50 and obviously converting that to a 6x4. Because we're going to be towing a tiny house, which I want to make sure we can tow it anywhere where we can, because we're going outback and the roads there I would assume are not like the roads here, right? And obviously the tiny house, building materials, we've got the prices over here. Let's just estimate the funds that we might need to try to raise, and then you got the trailer to put the tiny house on, and then obviously we need a box trailer to carry our home stuff in, because no doubt the tiny house will get close to the limit of weight, and we want to make sure we do things legally and to be safe on the road. So at the moment, that's the total amount that we're going to try to fundraise. Obviously, that amount, that's where, just giving you guys an information, download to, know what we're trying to do in preparation for God's mission. Obviously, all the prices here are in Australian dollar, and is as current as today, which is the 21st of the 4th, 2022. We don't know if this price is going to stay there for the duration of preparation, which it's going to be like the end of next year. So we got the rest of this year left, and then the end of next year, something's going to happen. I don't know what, but something's going to happen. I know I will receive more information from God either tomorrow or, on the end of the time period He's given me of the 4 years, which ends next year, the end of next year. So those are the numbers. It's quite big. I've never seen those numbers in my bank account ever. Even those smaller ones, I've never seen them get to that stage. But yes, everything there obviously can be donated if you know somebody that has a lot of money and some free time. Obviously, there's got to be some specifics so we can meet the needs that we need to do so we can do the mission. So basically, I've already drawn up some plans, and very customized. That's why I feel I need to build it myself, or if you know somebody that can come and help me build it, that'd be awesome. But again, I'm going to be working my normal job, so I'm going to be working on that particular project from time to time. So it won't be a full-time, work on it. There'll be maybe 2-3 hours here and there, and then do stuff, because I still got a family that I gotta provide for, so I need to make sure funds are coming in for my family. And then this is just us reaching out to you guys to give us our hand to prepare for that, if you want to support us. Obviously, like I said, there's at least 2 ways you can do that. 3 ways actually. 3 ways you can do that, either from our YouTube channel website, or our gaming tips platform, or at Sessions Live with DJ Moss. So those 3 areas is where you can send financial support on the channel. Obviously, liking, subscribing, sharing with people that you think is going to enjoy our stuff. Obviously, commenting, letting us know that we're doing a good job or a bad job, whatever you want to say. All that stuff helps the channel. So anything you can do to help the channel, that's awesome. And if you can, send us some financial help, that's super awesome, and we will appreciate that. And that will get us closer to this mark here. Obviously, this is the ultimate one. So, I'd like to see how well we go in the rest of this year and end of next year, how close we get to that number. Obviously, those prices of the vehicle, it's going to change over time, but hopefully that's going to be okay. I've kind of estimated it's going to be around that. Well, who knows? The Mazda BT50 might change and might not suit the needs of the mission. The reason I chose the Mazda BT50 is because there's been some good results with the BT50 converting to 6x4, and there's been lots of owners that are very happy with the quality and the conversion and the what what it does now, because it basically brings the capability of towing to a much higher position, so the driver can be more comfortable and confident that the vehicle is going to perform well and still be under the legal requirements, the maximum legal requirements to tow heavy trailers on the road here in Australia. So that's the reason why we need to do a conversion 6x4, is to make sure we get that, as much raise the limits, so just in case things end up being heavier than we planned. I'm planning not to get too heavy. I'm planning to make the trailer as light as possible, but not everything goes to plan. So cross the fingers. I've got I made allowances, because that's one of the things I've learned in my time in the building industry, is to allow allowances for things to move. And I used to be on the dot, on the line, no room for errors or anything like that. So just do it, and then boom. And then when you put it to slot it into its spot, it's too tight, or there's no room for error or for movement. Yeah, so that's a lesson I learned, and I try to apply that in my life, because if you aim for excellence, and you don't meet that goal, and you're much lower than your goal, then obviously you're going to be down in the dumps. So I try to avoid doing that. So that's why I appear mostly positive with all of the things. But when I do get into my lows, I get pretty low. And I'm not pleasant to be around. My wife knows this. I let her know if I'm in that mode, and she kind of just leaves me to my devices and allow me to come back to a normal state, and I can be a great husband again. Yeah, so that's the mission. That's the mission, and that's the dream. And obviously, if you guys can help out, that would be awesome. And if you know anybody that would like to help us out, that would be awesome too. So currently, I'm doing myself, the random, the rest of the team. We're doing this channel part time. When we go on this mission, we're obviously we're gonna do the channel full time, because we need to keep some sort of income coming through. And what we do on the channel, we're gonna be making more of while we're on mission, because that's how we're gonna survive, is with it's what you guys support us with. It's not that we're living off the support and not returning anything. Obviously, we're gonna make more videos. We're gonna record, and with consent, obviously, with the things that we're gonna be doing out there on mission. So hopefully that makes some entertainment for you guys, and gives you a sense of return from your investment in our channel and what we're doing and what we're wanting to do. So if that's something you like, don't forget, subscribe, like, share, comment, donate, tips, head over to sessions whenever DJ Moss is doing a session. yeah, send us emails or mail us stuff that you think is gonna help the channel. I mean, we will receive all your gifts with glad and tidings, but we would obviously use more of the um, things that we would be able to use for the channel. But no, like I said, we will receive everything, and we will be glad. What else am I trying to say? I like motorbikes. I currently have a motorbike right now. It's one I call Rudy. It is a small Kimco Pulsar. Yes. First time I came across it, I'm like, I'm not familiar with this one. It's a Taiwanese brand. I think these days they only make the little scooters now, motorized scooters. I don't think they make those ones as much anymore. So I'm glad that I have this one, and I'm sure when it comes to the time where I need to sell him, somebody is going to be grateful that they have him. Yeah, it's a good ride, but for the higher speed limits, just vibrates to the max. Yeah, because it's it's a learner bike, so it's kind of it can only go here the speed limit, the max speed limit for learners, and Greenpeace is 90 kilometers an hour. That's the speed limit. That's the maximum speed limit. You can go anywhere in Australia. All right, when you're on the New South Wales learners and peas. Oh, red peas. Sorry, red peas, and then all peas. There's green peas and the red peas. So I'm currently on my red peas. So as soon as my full year is gone, I'm gonna be a full license holder for a motorbike because of my age and years I've been holding my unrestricted license for driving on the roads. So I've got a good reputation on the roads. I mean, it hasn't always been like that, but yeah, who hasn't? Who hasn't? Leave comments below if you haven't received any fines or anything like that so far, since you received your L's until now. Yeah, leave comment below. Tell me how you doing with your stuff. It's cool. All right. So yeah, I talked about that. So I'll keep you guys posted on how we're doing with that. So that's the ultimate goal there. And obviously, if you know anybody that wants to donate a Mazda BT50, that's awesome. And once we get that, we'll go to these guys that will do the 6x4 conversion. We'll take it to them, and they'll do the requirements that we need to make the thing. Oh, yes. This tiny house building materials, that is for just the tiny house. Let me explain something that I haven't said very well. So the plan is to obviously have this vehicle and convert it to a 6x4, make the tray longer. We need a dual cab because I have a family. So dual cab, flat back tray, and needs to be elongated after we convert the and put the four wheels in the back. So we got some more traction and also more pulling power. basically the idea is to build a slide-on cabin, which will slide on top of the flat back tray of the ute, and that will be secured on there. That will be basically the studio. All right, so we need a place to put the studio stuff, and it'll be a another room to live in. All right, so if we want to have some private time between me and my wife, that would be the place we would go. You know, away from the tiny house where the rest of the family would be. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. So it's gonna mainly be another space for storage and for the studio, and to rest in while we're traveling. And then you got the tiny house, which is gonna be 2 levels as much as I can, because I gotta stay within the limits. And since we're going outback, there'll be less bridges that we have to worry about going under. But I'm gonna keep that in mind. Plan the routes and stuff like that. So before moving the tiny home to wherever we need to go to, obviously we're gonna take the vehicle, the BT50, and take and have a look at the routes and go through those routes ourselves, and basically gonna do a what's the word? We're gonna do a recon, so reconnaissance on the roads that we're gonna be using to get to our location, our next location, whatever. Right? And then obviously finding a place to park it. So that's gonna be another interesting situation. So when we do go on the road on the mission, keep us in mind, and if you know anybody in those areas, maybe ask them if we could temporarily park on their property if they have a big property. I assume it would be big properties because outback, lots of space. But yeah, we're gonna need places to park both vehicles, because the BT50 is primarily going to tow the tiny house and whatever heavy duty stuff that needs to be done in regards to mission work. Alright, so the BT50 is not just going to be purely just towing the tiny house. It's going to be used for multiple purposes, specifically for the mission. Okay, so that is going to be handy. So yeah, got to build a slide-on cabin and a tiny house. So 2 big builds. Obviously, the tiny house is a bigger one, but the slide-on cabin, that's going to be a little bit difficult to maneuver, because I just with my limited engineering mind. So I'm tapping into my engineering side of my mind, and I was like thinking and looking at other people's, how they did theirs, and I was like, I'd like it to look a particular way, but it will come down to basically what's available in materials, and making the best compromise with things I want, and obviously with things that God has provided. So yes, I'm not the perfect or near perfect Christian, or the best one, or even a good one. I'm just a Christian who's still sinning and still learning. Alright? So you see me do something unchristian, forgive me, and let me know, and I'll apologize to you personally if I have offended you. Alright? But yes, heads up, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna make some questionable decisions, no doubt. Alright, there's gonna be times where I'm gonna be tested, and I'll be tired, and I'll choose the wrong thing, no doubt. But hopefully, I'll be, in God's grace, and God will help me through it. Whether it's before making the decision or after making the decision. Most of the time, I will hear His voice after I made a decision, and I'll find out if I've done the wrong thing or not. I'll be like, oh no. Anyways, that's me. That's my relationship with God. That's how we operate, and it's not usual for people to hear that, I guess. So yeah, that's the goal. Okay, 245,400. That's the estimate goal. All right. Obviously, there's other things that we will do to fundraise. In fact, one of the things we're thinking of is doing something about my hair. So it's getting too long, and my facial hair. So we're looking to do a fundraise event. We'll most likely do another live stream for that particular event, and I'm going to do something about my hair. So we're going to be cutting it off part by part, and hopefully see you guys there. So how I perceive how it's going to go, obviously I'm going to prepare my hair for the inevitable and have them, in some things, so when somebody donates something for a specific thing to happen, and they can do that, and then we will do it. Alright, obviously we're going to set some parameters, things like that. That's obviously just to help out to start getting this on the way. Alright, so that's the plan with that. So our next live stream that I'm going to try to organize with the random and the rest of the team is that the hair is coming off, and the facial hair. Been growing this for almost 2, maybe 3 years. Yeah. So I've got it to the longest pieces are these two here. Alright, so they come down to there. Yeah. And there. Yeah, so comes to there. That's the longest piece. This hasn't grown much. It's kind of just stayed at that length. Nothing more. But yeah, I coached it on. That looked funny. Yeah, that's silly. Anyways, yeah, we'd love to see you guys at that live stream where we're gonna be cutting my hair and putting the fundraising into effect. But obviously, if you want to send us financial help now, that's cool. That's awesome. That'll go towards that. But yeah, that's the first. That will be the first fundraising event. So hopefully you come to that, and that will be awesome. Am I coming? Cool. Oh yeah, I'm coming through. Good. I think there's something I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, do you guys want to watch me play a game or something like that? I don't know. Send something in the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to turn up the music, and hopefully you can enjoy it. So, guys, I just remember something. I want to share you guys the other hobbies that I like. Photography. As I mentioned, with my books of photography there. All right, let me just take this memory card out. And show you what's on here. So this is recent stuff that I've done. So hopefully Alright, so basically the story behind these photos is that at my graduation, which happened on the 10th of April, so that was delayed from supposed to happen at the end of 2021. They had to move it to the 10th of April because of COVID. It was going crazy over here, and it's just one thing after another, and yeah, just graduation wasn't gonna happen, and a lot of us were like, oh. And then they told us they moved it, and they're gonna move it to April. I was like, yes, and then they found a date, and then made things work. It was a little rushed, I think, but we got there in the end. So on my graduation day, I was actually working security. Um, which was okay. I was fine with that. When it came to my part of the graduation, I had to step away from the work. I've already established a team, and they were working as fluid as possible. So I felt confident to leave the team to do what they needed to do, while I go and do my graduation part. So I left, got ready, came back on the scene, and got prepared for the graduation ceremony. And you did the ceremony, and then at the end, normally you take photos. But because I needed to get back to work, I wanted to make sure get things done as quickly as possible. I get to where they're supposed to take photos. I'm standing there by myself. I understand that I was the only one in my class, in my category, that was graduating with my reward, and I understand that I was going to be alone. And when I looked at everybody else, they had their lecturers and different staff members that would stand next to them, you know, in the in the spirit of graduation. You're supposed to share that with peers and your lecturers and whatnot. So since nobody was there, and it was kind of like a sad moment. It's almost like I was forgotten, but that's beside the point. Took the photos. I was used as the test photo for that session, and my good friend Jared, who was the photographer there, he was happy and all good. I moved on and took some photos with some friends that were in the area, who graduated with me, or I graduated with them, and I took some photos with my family, and then not long after that, returned to regalia, because that's what we had to do. And as soon as that was done, I told my wife, unfortunately, you're gonna have to walk home because I need to go back to work. So that's what they did. It was a big day. It was a hot day. My wife was really tired. Sometimes Athena, Cindy, my little baby girl, she can be very clingy, and she's, cautious of everybody. I mean, that's cool, but you know, there's times where she says, "No, pick me up. I'm too scared." So I'm a bit worried about that part. Anyways, going on. Um, so I went back to work and finished the job that needed to be done, and secured the whole place and put it back to normal. So that took that, and then so that was a Sunday, and then Tuesday, I I was expecting to have a day off, and I organized to use the university's um, photography studio to do these photos in. Turns out that it was not my day off, but I had to work it in because I already organized this before I found out that I was working that day too. So the reason that I want to get these photos done is because I couldn't really enjoy graduation with the photos and everything towards the end because I need to get back to work. So I kind of quickly organized this um, with my family so we can enjoy something about my graduation. So that's why these photos were here. These photos are here. So let's have a look. Obviously, let's do it. So this one is obviously a test photo, and just because I haven't done photography in a long time, for a while, so it was good to play around and try to find my skills in my memory how to use my camera, my own camera, my own camera. Whoops, this is my camera. Simple, good one to start off with. It's the SO5, the 1300D. So it's a good one. It does the job. So yeah, test, and then just trying to get the right lighting. Still working it out, and slowly getting it. There's my wife and my little Bubba girl, and there's me and my regalia. So there was nobody else but the three of us in the studio, so this is me setting things up and then putting a timer on and quickly jumping in the spot. So we took a few of these, tried different things, trying to get the right angle. Obviously this is raw photos, this is the raw images. I'm gonna edit these and crop it and whatever, and just bring up the vibrancy in a little bit. So that's gonna, I'll probably do a video on that. Trying to work with my Bubba. So we're trying different things to get her to look at the camera. She's playing with her phone most of the time because that's how she copes. She just goes to her phone. Okay, you can barely see them, but there's my Bubba here. My wife is over here. So I'm playing around with lighting. I'm trying to do a serious pose for my graduation outfit. Obviously, I need to edit a little bit more to, like I said, to bring out the vibrancy. Show you guys the raw footage. Yeah, that one's nice. That's alright. That first one was like a little bit to that side, so I had to set it all up again and make sure to remember where I was standing, and then boom. Now closer. That's me stroking my goatee. Can't tell because of the regalia is also dark. There you go, that's a better one. I just noticed this here, it's not quite level. I think that's also because there's a shadow there. So now we're using a black backdrop. So before it was just the wall. So you can see the brickwork. Testing out the different lighting. Just finding out which one's better. In preparation for the next outfit for me. So this was done in my lunch break. So I didn't really have a lunch, but I had a break. So I had to do these quickly and also have fun with it. And this is me taking photos for my BMEC, because I wanted to get some photos while I still have my hair. And also, yeah, I wanted to, you know, show off my hair while I had it, because soon it's gonna go. I had a little tie to put together to hold the hair up. So trying to get a samurai look, obviously a round samurai. Yeah, I think my eyes are too round to be a samurai. I need to be more squintier. So I'm just trying to showcase BMEC there. There's my oh yeah, with this one you can see my fat. So that's why I chose to go and put the that top on instead. So that looked much better. That's what I said. Oh, you can see my fatness. Let's put this on. And then this one here is, I'm wearing my belt, my black belt. Just trying different poses. Yeah, that pose didn't quite work out. I was not flexible. My hips were just didn't want to cooperate with me. So the idea was to have this foot higher, but I couldn't. It just didn't want to do it. So I'm like, dang it. So I moved on to a different pose. So there we go. Got that one. Tried to do a side kick. Didn't quite work out. And then this one's here with my my training tools. These are not weapons of mass destruction. These are these are training tools. With the I guess unknowledged persons regarding martial arts. These, even though they're shaped like a weapon, they're for training. Alright, so this one here that I'm holding, that's you'll see it'll come out. The inside is basically shaped like if it was a real sword. Alright, so it's all wooden, everything's wooden except for the guard here. It's a bit that's a rubber, and the thing that holds it in place, it's rubber as well. So this one here is lighter. It's specifically for training for direction and accuracy. So when you're slicing down, the idea, you have the point and you know where it's going. So you know where the cuts are. Alright? and therefore you're having to specifically train the forearm muscles and tendons to hold the weapon, the training tool, in a specific spot and turn in a specific way at a specific time. So, like I said, training tools. Not a weapon, even though somebody with the wrong mind could use as a weapon, but it would not be a very effective weapon. So this one here, this one has another specific role in as a training tool. So this one here is heavier than this one, right? This is light, so this is specifically for like I said before, direction and accuracy training. This one here is a little bit strength training. So because it's heavier, and when you come down, you gotta use your muscles to control the descent and to manage the stopping and then redirecting the energy. All right. Wow. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my daughter yelling, saying things. So yes, so that one is there for strength training. So after a few minutes, if you haven't trained with training tools like these before, and you do it properly, and you just do this one from up, going down, and you repeat that, and then once you get comfortable with the motion, you go faster, and you gotta stop with your muscles, not your joints, and you do that a few times, and after a while, probably the next day afterwards, you'll find that this is quite sore. The muscles in here. It's because you trained them in a specific way. So that's why when a martial arts person meets another martial arts person and touches a certain part of the body and finds out what type of martial artist that person is. So you got like masters these days. I don't know these days, but in the past they would just touch certain parts. Like, for example, if the person would touch from the elbow down to the wrist, they'll either find out that they're a swords person or not. And then if they're touching from upper thigh down to the knees onto the calves, they can work out if the person has flying techniques. Because the leg muscles would be defined in a certain way, that they're trained to jump and go distance, or jump, get height, and land, in certain ways. Blah blah blah. That's what it's mean by flying techniques. So if you see somebody running and then jumping at the height and then kicking, right, or punching, whatever, at the end of the technique, that is a flying technique. You're in the air and you're traveling a distance in the air and then landing at a certain point. That's flying. That's using a flying technique. Alright. And there's me, that pose. There's that pose right there. That's the one that trains your forearms. If you're training with a heavier training tool. I don't know if you guys watch anime, but I do. Zoro from One Piece. You'll find him training in some of the episodes, and he'll be training with weights. So he'll have a barbell, not barbell, a bar. All right. He'll have a bar same as a bench press bar. He'll have one of those, and then he'll have the on one end no weights, and on the other end they'll have weights, and he'll just go all day. That's just training those muscles there for that motion, and obviously when you get the strength and you build in muscle memory in that, it's just gonna come second hand, and you don't have to worry about maneuvering your muscles because they're gonna be in position already. All you gotta do is move when you need to move, and you sometimes you'll be surprised. You might be moving faster than you expected. Anybody trained with weights, where they carry weights like a vest that's have weights and ankle weights and wrist weights? You do that for the whole day, and then you take it off and you go do about your day. You find you're lighter. You're not like you haven't lost weight per se to get that lightness. It's that your muscles have been used to carrying those weights, and that they are still in that position to carry those weights after you take them off. So your muscles are used to the weighted heavy stuff. Excuse me, guys. I want to check something out. I am back. So Baba's just doing her normal stuff. To me, that's kind of annoying. Because I'm trained in in the industry of security to listen for those things and to ascertain like whether it's a threat or not. you know, that's how my brain works. Anyways, so like in Zoro is one of the characters. He's the swordsman, and he wants to be the best swordsman in that world. And so you see him train with the bar and the weights on one end, no weights on the other hand, and it's just going like what I'm doing in this photo, right? That's just the pose. See some roundness. I don't like that. I wish I wasn't so round. But anyways, that's what happens when you get old and lazy. That doesn't mean I'm not a martial artist. I mean, I still got the knowledge, and I still practice it. It's just I won't be as quick or as nimble as I used to. I still have the strength. I can still break things. My fists and my feet, with my body, I can still do that. It just causes more pain than used to. That's all. Some more posing. Some more pausing. Just me sitting down with the training tools in front of me. Different angles, different outfit. I think it's too dark. So here we go. I changed the lighting, obviously. You can see more of me. There's different weapons. This is my Tai Chi weapons, Tai Chi swords. I've yet to master it. They're very, very handy to work with. It's very cool. That's a pretty good photo. I like that. That's not too bad. It's alright. Different outfit. Very casual Asian look. Got a belly, man. There we go. Tucked it in, chest out. It's much better. In a fighting pose. Yeah, all these photos. Eventually, I had to get my wife to press the button for me because it was just taking too long for me. Oh, actually, I couldn't because the camera needed to actually focus on the light, and because it was so dark, the light source couldn't pick it up. So I had to stand in position, and I get my wife to press the button. Everything was all set. She just needed to press the button, let the camera do its thing. And then even that was a little hard because Baba was getting fed on the booby, and then with the formula, and then cookies, and just wanted to be held. She was making it really interesting, that's for sure. But nevertheless, we were able to get it done. That's the sort of things you have to deal with when you're with a child, with a young one. You can't exactly do everything that you want to do in a very effective way or efficient timing. This is not a bad one. So a different outfit, obviously. So I'm in the my ninjutsu outfit. I'm wearing my taekwondo belt just to hold things together. That's not bad. That's better. I like that. And you can see on my taekwondo belt, I only got one dan. If I stayed in that organization, I am certain I would have gotten 2 more by now, or possibly 4 by now if I continued and was still there today. I would have 4. My friend who studied, I think it was Shotokan, so karate. He studied here at the uni and worked on the security team once upon a time. We would sit down sometimes and we would talk about our martial art background now and then, and we both believed that if we stayed training under somebody so we can, get our grade up, we would be much higher than what we are now. Yeah, that's understandable. He would be, when we were having that conversation, he would be like 4th or 5th dan, and I would be either 3rd or 4th dan. Oh, 2 or 3rd dan at that moment. So yeah, he's a much higher ranking martial artist than I am, but we both respected each other, and we both had dreams of running our own dojo or classes, and he did. He was more successful than I was, but that's okay. I was doing it part time. He was doing it full time. He ran it as a business, and I ran it as a hobby. Because I was trying to trying to encourage the students at the uni to come and come to mine because it was a little bit more affordable. But the students don't always have time because they're studying. Understandable, because that's what you get. That's what they came here to do. Yeah, so that's a good post. True. Yeah, don't know about those ones. So it looks like I've gone darker. Alright, get the shuriken out. I didn't have other ways of holding the shuriken except for holding it in my hand. There's things you can do and can't do, hey? By yourself. So this is a typical stance. Forgotten what it's called actually. I need to go back to training in ninjutsu so I can be confident in my training. So those are the photos that I took that day. So those are the photos that I took that day. So that was 140 items, really? It doesn't feel like that. 147, yeah, 147 items. I really don't think that looks 140. There must be some hidden ones somewhere. That doesn't look like 140 items. Is that lying to me? The computer's lying to me. Alright, so that's that. That's that, guys. I think we're gonna end the stream very soon. I just wanna summarize today's stream. Basically, oh yes, I totally forgot. Some of the things that we've been doing. Obviously, you saw some of it. I showed you guys. Let me get the thing up. So obviously, got that one. Got this one sorted out. Alright. Got the YouTube channel website on. Alright. So that's what we did. And the other thing been working on, I don't know if I can see it here. No, not there. Let me try and see if I have it anywhere else. I probably closed it down. But let's see if I can get it up. Let's have a look at the history. You're probably gonna see some weird things in there, maybe, I don't know. I'm looking. Yeah, I did some... here we go. Here we go. This is what we've been working on as well. Oh, snap. Let me just log in here. Ooh, snap. Yeah, so here we go. This is what we've been working on. So obviously it's gonna go under my name because most of the things on this channel is under my name. That's okay. That's okay. It's just, convenience basically for the random. So for some obvious reasons and for some not obvious reasons to everybody else. So yep, this is what it looks like. This is our Patreon page that we're working on. It's not published yet, but this is what we're working towards. So you got official Patreon. So you're gonna get fan engagement via polls. So you join that, $3 per month. And that's Australian dollars. That's just going to help us out. Obviously, Patreon does take a percentage of any members that pay membership. So all's good. When you do pay for this one here and upwards, you're gonna get exclusive quarterly merch. So this is gonna come. So you're gonna get a sticker, a mini print, a mug, poster after these time periods of your membership. All right. So that's the same with over here. If you decide to go straight to the 30, that's awesome. Cool. So yeah, come here and you'll see what's going on. So we got the intro trailer there for you guys. And yeah, like I said, we're working on getting this up and published, so you guys can start, supporting us in another way. So we're trying to make sure that we are able to survive on the things that we do for the channel. But obviously, I'm doing a fair bit more. That's just because, I am that type of person. I just want to keep on doing what I can, when I can, with what I have. And, yeah, sometimes that takes me away from my family. My wife doesn't like it sometimes. And I love her to bits. And I appreciate what she does for this family. And I try to do as much as I can for this family. In regards to making sure that there is some sort of income coming in. So when I pass away and they're still here, this is still going to be established. Everything's going to obviously merge over to my wife, and and so on and so forth. That's just the how things roll in life. You just do what you can when you can, so that your loved ones can enjoy their life with what you established, because you love them. You just do whatever you can. Yeah, so that's the other thing, guys. This is coming up. So you got 4 places where you could support our channel, our work financially. And obviously, you with the YouTube channel, just keep on doing what you guys are doing, watching all the way through, smashing that like button, subscribing if you haven't done so, and sharing the video, commenting, basically, all those things do help out with the channel to get more reach to outside our current circles. So when YouTube sees that we're engaging in different areas, they'll start putting our stuff in those different areas, and therefore getting more members, more viewers, more everything. And that's kind of what we need. We need more of everything. So that means I can stop working so hard, and then I can enjoy my family and enjoy working and not stressing about things. Or maybe I'm just gonna continue doing that. I don't know. My brain works in weird ways. So yes, I just wanted to point that out to you guys. So that's, you got this here. You got this here. You got this here. And then you got this here. Those are the 4 ways you can go to and send your financial support to us. And like I said, it's gonna go all towards this for now. And then if we reach that threshold that we have limited us to, and then when it reaches over that, then we can start using that for our things. And I could probably work on other things that, that makes me more happier. So Uber driving, I'm doing less of that because there's less time to do that, and plus my wife doesn't want me to do so because of COVID. It's getting a little bit safer out there, but still, COVID is COVID. We've had COVID here. I had it. My wife's had it. My daughter's had it, and we all survived. We're still here. Yeah. So COVID's just annoying, to be honest. Really, really annoying. So unfortunately, it's just, some people just don't have a very good immune system, and their life fails against COVID. My immune system is usually pretty good, but it broke through. I got it, but battled through it and came out good. Yeah. It just shows that COVID is not gonna affect us that much. It'll make us sick, but it won't kill us. That's also good. That's good. I mean, that's good to know. It's good to know. Yeah. So yeah, 4 ways to support us financially, and all going towards this. Hopefully, we can reach close to that goal. Oh, this way, close to that goal by the end of next year. So that's the idea, and yeah. So this live stream is basically letting you guys know what we've been doing, what we have done, and what our plans. So this one's a big plan. That's gonna be always gonna be mentioned in our videos. Hopefully, or probably in the videos that I make and edit. So that's gonna be that, and yeah, keep on doing what you guys do. Appreciate you guys. What else do I need to say? What was I gonna say? There was something I was going to say. So, yes, our next live stream. Don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be a fundraiser live stream where we're gonna cut my hair. The hair is coming off the top, the middle, and the bottom. Not the bottom, this bottom. So the goatee, what happened there? The goatee and the mustache and the hair, the head. It's gonna all go. So enjoy it while it lasts, guys. While it's still here. Enjoy it while it's still here. So, you're gonna see a video of before and after these shots. So I'm gonna do like I'm gonna show the raw image, and then I'm gonna show you guys the edited image side by side, and you'll see the the sort of things I had to do to make it oomph and bring it alive. Obviously, it might take me a while because I've got to try to remember how to do that. Yeah, it's cool. It's alright. It's a back scratcher. Just scratch my ear with it. That's weird. Yeah, cool beans. There's plenty of more randomness coming your way. But definitely try to do what you can for the channel, and if you're able to support the channel financially, that'll be awesome too. Oh, that reminds me, with this one, obviously we have the membership for our actual YouTube channel. So we worked on this video here to put in there. So you got 3 different levels of membership. You got the random squad member, and you got the random squad member plus, and then the random squad VIP. Alright, so these are the perks you get. Alright. So those things are fairly easy for us to do. When it comes to this one, I think we'll start working on those things when we have those members there. Obviously, these members, the random squad VIP, they'll have access to the other levels, the other previous levels. So they're gonna have priority reply to comments, members only live chat, live shoutouts, the random squad decisions, the random squad merch, the random squad videos, extra footage. So there's a whole list of stuff there that you're gonna be able to your perks of your membership with the YouTube channel. Alright, so that's what you gotta do, guys. So that's another way of supporting us financially, is joining membership here, Patreon, sending love through DJ Moss's sessions, sending tips. Well, this link is live, so you can send money anytime you want. You don't have to wait for a live stream of myself playing games or whoever is playing games on this channel to do the tips. So you can do this anytime. We don't have to do that. Do the gaming if you want to do it. And then you got over here, support the channel, PayPal, boom, boom, boom. So yeah, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 different ways you can financially support what we do, what we do here at the channel. So you guys are awesome. Stay safe. Stay clean. I don't know why I said that. Yeah. This is Journey signing off. Peace.